on day 98 of the seven-figure climb, and in this video, I'm going to continue where I left off in the previous video, and we're going to talk about some of the best courses you can go through for learning some skills that will move you forward really, really fast. And we ended that out a little early because I'm having some trouble breathing, and so I just kind of lost my wind there, and so I thought I would go ahead and give you all some more insights and just kind of give you a little more detail on this. And so in the last video, we talked about Evan Pagan's Get Altitude Seminar, the Dan Kennedy Coaching Consulting Boot Camp, the Dan Kennedy Consulting and Coaching High Fee Boot Camp, J. Abraham Proteges. He did 6 or 7 in 1989, 1990. All of those worth going through. The Frank Kern copywriting course, the Frank Kern copywriting course, and I got it as a bonus when I bought his email program. And it's a copywriting workshop for people who are in his inner circle. So it might be offered somewhere else as well. And then we also talked about a Dan Kennedy course for copywriting, but I couldn't remember the name of it. And so I went and found it, and it's I think it's the Dan Kennedy copywriting seminar in a box. There are many versions of this. I think I said it was done in 89. It might have been done in 98. I know it was pre-Glazer Kennedy Inner Circle, but it was done back at that time. Now, this is the other thing. He's got many, and so it's kind of hard to find that exact one. He's got the business of copywriting. He's got a number of copywriting workshops. He's got influential writing, and there are many others that Dan has done. And those probably would all be worth going through. But in my opinion, that copywriting seminar in a box was one of the best. I think he's also got the copywriting and sales thinking boot camp, and that one probably is good as well. And he did, I think Dan did a copywriting thing for AWAI as well. I'm pretty sure he did, and I went through that. I can't think of the title of that one, but if you look on AWAI's site, you probably find it there because they probably still have that, and it's probably still available. And so, like I said, just doing a little review here, giving you all some insights, and then like I said, this is all about learning a lot of skills really, really fast and figuring out where your weaknesses are and just constantly trying to improve those things. Frank Kern has a number of courses. He's got one called The Path, and The Path is all mindset. It's really, really good. So if you're struggling with mindset, that one's worth going through. He's got one called, he did several of these. They were 8-week trainings that included live question and answer, and they were modulated courses is what we would call them. And he did one called The Magic Model, and that one's really good. Also, one of his earlier stuff. So if you go and you find the serializer method, the serializer method is really good. And then he did one with Brandon Burchard called the Millionaire Marketing Formulas. And the Millionaire Marketing Formulas is really, really good. They basically charged $10,000 for the event. They only sold 100 seats. And then what they did is they went over all of the programs and courses they sold that made $1 million or more, and they showed how they did that. And so that one is really, really good as well. And if you're a Brandon Burchard fan, definitely Experts Academy, well worth going through. I didn't get so much from High Performance Academy. Not a fan of that. I went through that. Didn't move the needle at all for me. But what's interesting is Experts Academy is Brandon Burchard's signature course, and it's the thing that he planted his flag with. And so that one is definitely well worth going through. If you're wanting to do real consulting and you're wanting to work with traditional brick and mortar business owners, anything that you can find by Alan Weiss is really good, because Alan Weiss was basically a Fortune 100 consultant, sold, had his own business, selling to Fortune 100 business owners and selling high level consulting. And he did really, really well there. And so anything that, is consulting related by Alan Weiss is really well worth going through. Once Evan Pagan released Altitude, after that, he did start selling into the guru space. He did a number of events and a number of courses, and anything that you can find by Evan Pagan. A lot of his content has a lot of proprietary information that he learned building it, and I think there's some value there as well. Rich Schefren, I think he had a course called Strategic Marketing or something like that, that was also very good, and he had a lot of good guest speakers as that one. And like I said, what you're going to need to decide is where you're lacking, what you need help with, and then kind of find content that really, really supports that. And this is the other thing too. I'm a huge fan of Jay Abraham. I could listen to Jay all day. There are certain people who can't listen to him. He's too dry, or you've heard the stories too many times. And so some people have issues with that, but I can tell you, I'm a huge fan. And like I said, I can listen to him all day. And I've pretty much heard all of the stories, and I don't have a problem listening to them again. And so you want to think about that. Now, the other thing too, is in addition to courses, you can get a lot of really, really good content on YouTube. The quality of content on YouTube has went way, way, way up. As a matter of fact, the great thing about the content on YouTube is there are a lot of podcasts now, and so you see a lot of these people sharing the stage with each other. And so my advice to you is Google those people, or go ahead and do the YouTube searches and find them on YouTube as well. And I would suggest Frank Kern, Dan Kennedy, Jay Abraham, Russell Brunson. There's a lot of content on YouTube with him. Definitely, of course, like I said, Frank Kern and all the big people. But there are, like I said, some people that might be a little bit less well known. And you just, like I said, you got to find what suits you the best. But and like I said, the content on YouTube is really good, but it won't replace some of those courses that I went over, because those courses are very, very in depth, and these people have spent a lot of time in their niche learning how to do that stuff. And so if you can't find courses, you can find some good material on YouTube. But like I said, the courses are really good. And give you a couple of others. You're probably not going to ever be in the infomercial business, but Kevin Trudeau did an infomercial secrets 15-hour course, and probably one of the best marketing courses out there, or one of the better ones. And Kevin Trudeau had his issues, went to prison for a while. He recently got out, but Kevin also did make hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars in the infomercial space, and he put it all into that course. And it was also second to none as far as video quality. So like, you won't get a better production value course in the marketplace, because info marketers don't spend a lot of time on production. They're spending a lot of money on production. That's not where they're at. And Kevin had the pockets to do that. So very, very good lighting, very, very good microphones, but also the content was excellent there. And so I just wanted to give you all some insights. And so my advice to you is find the people who you resonate with the most, and constantly be sharpening the saw blade, constantly be listening to stuff that can help you to move the needle. And I can tell you, within reason, I'm studying this stuff all the time. I think I went back through that copywriting seminar in the box maybe a year ago or so. And I can tell you, some of these I took very, very extensive notes on. I think I took extensive notes on the Dan Kennedy copywriting, the Evan Pagan Altitude, both of the Dan Kennedy coaching and consulting seminars, and there are some others. I think I took notes on about 7 or 10 of those, and we're talking like 100 pages of notes in some cases. And if I'm really studying, and if I'm going to write 100 pages of notes from altitude, that tells you there's some good value there. But we are going to end out. I appreciate you all watching, and again, I just wanted to kind of reiterate because I was I was having some trouble breathing in the last video, and I wanted to add just a little more value and give you a little more context. And eventually, I will come up with the top 10 and walk you through them. But it won't be any time in the next few videos. But at some point, we will do that. But I appreciate you all watching. If you haven't checked it out yet, definitely take a look at my Manny Talavera Inner Circle. There's a link in the comments. You can sign up. A lot of valuable stuff there. But we appreciate you being here, and thanks a lot.